All right, everyone, here we go with Mercury Direct in Scorpio on the cusp of doing the monthly readings. This Mercury energy kind of weaves in and around the month of December's energy. As it's right now, it's moving direct in Scorpio, retracing itself. It's going to do that until about the 11th of December, give or take, and then it'll be moving forward in Sagittarius, picking up where it left off, right? Because it started in Sagittarius when it went retrograde and went back into Scorpio. I pulled them both as one reading. This particular thing here, we got it going direct now. We got a very interesting effect as it goes direct in Scorpio because it's dragging some of the Sagittarius energy with it as it went back in Scorpio. And now it's going direct. It's sort of this Scorpio-Sag swirl. It's sort of why, it's part of the reason why I said Sag and Scorpio season this year kind of blend together a little bit. I said that back, I guess, when we were in Scorpio season. Either way, it's a very nice energy. And it plays well. We'll need this energy to understand the monthly reading. Make sure you read my monthly write-up. The December write-up is in the blog, sltblog.com. I got a pre-shuffle here. I asked the universe what's going on. Mercury Direct in Scorpio. What do we got? Well, in relation to you, I like to split it up. You know, somebody asked me to do that. I'll do that. You know, in relation to you, I got a King of Cups. I got crossed by a 10 of Pentacles. These are beautiful cards. I've got the 8 of Pentacles, the 2 of Swords, and a 6 of Wands. All right? Underneath that, I got a little Page of Cups, but that's really where the pre-shuffle is. The 6 of Wands is bookending the King of Cups. It's very positive energy. You feel very good. You're taking care of shit that you've put off. You're taking care of business. You're cleaning up messes. You got a lot of victory going. You might even be apologizing to people or starting new friendships with somebody, seeing people in a new light. It's just a beautiful fucking energy. Wow, no devil or anything. Now, so that's great. You're taking care, a lot of, the main energy here is taking care of things that have been sort of on the back burner and all of that. Good for you. There's often a lot to do this time of year. But for somebody attached to you, somebody's feeling really good about themselves, which bodes well for you. All right? You may have, to cut it short, somebody's dealing with something they've tried to avoid, which is talking to you, dealing with you. I'm phrasing it that way. I know you want me to say, telling you they love you, loving you. No, it's dealing with you. I get that off of the 8 of Pentacles here, which is more a kind of a business, commerce card. And Mercury's a commerce-y sort of energy, right? Dealing with you, right? I think they want to fix something, and just a surface energy, but I think you might get an apology from them. I definitely want to start over. I just don't, look, maybe I'm nitpicking. I shouldn't look a positive gift horse in the mouth. I feel the need, the way it feels, that somebody's dealing with you. And I don't know about you, but I don't really like being looked at that way by people, right? Okay, I'm going to deal with this guy. I'm going to go talk to this guy. I'm going to deal with him, right? I don't feel like a valued customer at a store if somebody takes that attitude, right? Kind of a thing. You know, I may not return. You know, that sort of a thing. I don't know. It is very positive energy, though, aside from the deal with you crap. All right, let's see where we go. Let's shuffle the deck. First card out's before the cut. It's why the fuck are we here? So let's find out. All right, Mercury Direct in Scorpio. This energy will bleed over into the 12-12 portal energy, you know, which sort of starts to bleed in around the 8th or 7th of the month of December. It's very interesting. It's really weird. It's like direct in Scorpio, but also there's a little bit of Sagittarius fire in here. It's probably because we're in Sagittarius season, but it's primarily because Mercury held on to a little of that Sagittarius energy when it rolled back into Scorpio, which is why I pulled those two readings together on that retrograde reading. You know, I always have a reason for doing things. There's always a purpose. I pretty much always know what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. I don't always share it, but it is what it is. All right. I don't like to overcomplicate things for you guys. 3 swords. That's why we're here. I mean, look at this. Well, I mean, that's what I'm talking about. Well, it's Scorpio. I mean, Scorpio's still there. You take some Sagittarius fire and you mix it with the depth of Scorpio, and somebody who realizes they feel a certain way, that's it. Is somebody here who... Oh, do I want to say that? You know what? Let's just see what comes after the cut. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to ruin it. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. I mean, Oh, how can I put it? Yeah, I want to sugarcoat it. I do. Somebody deal with you. I know what that means now. Somebody, it's this. This is coming out. Somebody wants to tell you. I mean, I said it once before in a reading. I said somebody wants to tell you how you made them feel, how you hurt them. Right? I think you're in luck though. In this energy, they also want to listen to how they also acknowledge that they hurt you, and they want to hear how they hurt you as well. So there is a give and take here. That's a plus. We needed this energy for that to happen. So there's the positive. There's the sugarcoat. But yeah, they won't deal with you. Let me tell you something. You made me really sad. All right, you made me really fucking sad. Okay. Well, and then it's going to come back with, well, you made me sad too, right? And then the exchange can happen. But their primary reason, if they reach out or if they say something to you, which they might, it is the holiday season. People fucking reach out like wildfire in the holiday season. All right, let's go. See where we're at. I'm going to do a pyramid here. We're going to see how they feel about you up here, how they see you, what they're thinking, and a potential final outcome down here. I'll clarify pretty much everything, I'm sure, and I'll throw some universe cards at the end. We'll see where we go. It should be a pretty big reading. It's that. We will probably extend this one too, I guess. So let's see what's going on here. Got a lot happening. Holy shit. All right, let's see. Let's just see where it takes us. Okay. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you. But the title brought you in here. You found Steve's Love Tarot. You're here for a reason. This reading is timeless. Whenever you find it, you're meant to find it. And remember, I'm not a fucking Time Lord. Should have had my Snicker bar in advance for this one. I reward myself with a little mini Snicker bar between this and the extended. But the carrot on the stick, I feel like I should have already eaten it. Oh, this is something about you. Okay, I'm going to relate. For you, this is a very spiritual time. Everything's going to feel like magic for you. Read my December write-up. It is a bit of that. Okay? This is a big part of why the energy feels the way it does. It's a brave, fiery energy. Again, I know we're talking about Mercury Direct in Scorpio, but there is some Sagittarius fire here. All right? Playing along with it. That's for you. For somebody else, because of the Scorpio nature of this, they're going a lot deeper than they normally would. If they show up as a King of Wands in this reading, I'd be surprised. And but if they do, what we'll clarify it, we'll see that it's a King of Wands light, right? Kind of a diet King of Wands, if you will. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. See what I'm saying? This is the King of Swords fueling the Hierophant. Wow. They're going deep. Wow. Okay. All right. Well, let's see how they feel. Okay. Holy shit. All right, let's see how they feel about you. Are you ready? Oh, well, we already knew that, didn't we? The Four of Wands, Five of Cups, the Four of Wands, and the Ace of Wands. Yeah. Let's get everybody on camera. All right. Everybody happy? I want to sort out the energy here. These are red, center, left, right, but I'm going to just sort of paraphrase here. Well, first of all, somebody's talking about how you made them feel, which they think will create an opening for you. Now, I feel like, I'm going to clarify it, but I feel like they feel like it's going to create an opening. It's sort of like a conversation starter. If you have a conversation starter with somebody, you hope that it gets the fire going, and then the conversation picks up and things like that, right? You leave a room, you go, you got a bunch of people in a room, you leave the room, you go, pillows, talk amongst yourselves, and you leave. That's a conversation starter. Pillows, what did he mean by pillows? What? I don't know. This person feels like if they tell you that you made them sad, right? Just catch my drift. They tell you made them sad, it starts something. It gets the fire started. And you guys can have a conversation. Maybe, but I feel like they don't necessarily want to hear what you have to say. They'll listen, but they don't necessarily want to. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. This is also an energy of somebody who feels like They feel ashamed of what they did. They hope they don't have to admit too much of it. They hope we could just start over quick and just move on from this quickly. Move on from this quickly. Okay? All right. That's how they feel. That's not surprising. I didn't say they were the Pope. I said they're not reflecting as King of Wands. And I was right, because after I said that, we pulled this. It was not a King of Wands underneath there. It's a King of Swords. That makes more sense. Right? Jives with what I said. All right. How do they see you? Four of Pentacles. That's weird. What else? And the Three of Cups. I don't know who this person is to you. They seem, roles can be reversed here. I don't think so, but they can. But I don't think they are in this particular case. If someone sees you as holding back, they see you as holding back your emotions. It's almost like, can I just say this? It's almost like somebody here who's been a prick, who's been emotionally closed off, all of a sudden is feeling very emotional, feeling very self-righteous. And they're going to try to tell you that you're the one who was emotionally stunted, emotionally holding back a little bit. All right? Okay. That's one way to interpret the energy. In another layer, it's somebody who is afraid to open up to you because they know that you're very emotional. In other words, it's not that they know that you can handle the emotions, you have a higher EQ than they do. It's they're afraid to open up to you because you're very emotional. You're going to break out in tears and cry and get hysterical. You know, that kind of a thing. That's another way to read it. Take it as it resonates. It's one of the two. Okay. I'm going to go with my prick one from the first one more. But it could be that. I don't really see a Steve Love Tarot viewer as being hysterical. If you're a hysterical person, I am probably not the reader for you. Okay, I mean, seriously, you must break a lot of phones and computer screens. I mean, so I can understand why that's a mild energy. All right, potential final outcome for you. Red with the Four of Wands. Yeah, no shit, right? Yeah, look at that. You knew it was good. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I've been talking about it. I knew it would land on the table, but it landed on you, not them. I was still right. All roles have flip-flopped here. All of a sudden, somebody attached to you is the King of Swords. I'm going to say fancies themselves, right? Like my grandfather on the UK side of the family once said, or was it my uncle? I never remember which one. My grandfather was always wiser, but my uncle had more gray hair. And his brother, I suppose a great uncle would be the way to put it. Anyway, he said, on the over-the-pond side of the family, he said people who fancy themselves things are rarely those things, although he had a much more eloquent accent than me. It's just somebody who fancies themselves. The King of Swords in this energy. The final outcome for you. I don't know how to read that. I don't know. I don't want to get it wrong. I just don't want to get it wrong. I don't know. You're very attracted to this person on one hand. On the other hand, your spidey sense is tingling. Say I'm shuffling the witches for the clarifiers. Your spidey sense is tingling and saying, oh no. And as I stop, I get a King of Wands right there real quick, by the way. Yeah. I feel like the words, you got a lot of damn gall, might come out of your mouth at some point here. I don't know why. We'll get there, I promise. I think this is a big deal person for you. I think having this person in your life elevates you in some way. And I think that's a consideration for you. You know, and I'm not trying to call you superficial. I'm just trying to give you another read besides the fake-ass King of Swords one that I just gave you, right? Yeah, they do fancy themselves, the King of Swords in this energy, a little bit self-righteous, and they've flipped it and made you what they are, right? It's a whole great big, I know you are, but what am I, sort of a thing. You know, somebody here has flipped it on you. But also, I think this person elevates your status in some way. It's an ego play for you. I want you to consider that, but I don't want you to base your decision purely on ego. All right? Somebody might be bringing gifts, which tickles your ego a little bit. right? I don't know. Let's see where we go with the Four of Wands. Right there. Let's clarify it. Okay, are we done? Yes. Crossed by the Lovers. Yeah. Yeah. They want to get back together. I think on some level that boosts your ego. Okay? Whether it's a family member or a friend who wants to be friends with you again or somebody who wants to start banging you again, it doesn't matter. It boosts your ego. It's flattering that somebody, wants to get back together. Wants to hang back out with you. They show back up. It does elevate in some way. It does make you feel good. Okay, fine. The energy is there for it. It's 5D. That's fine. What's on top? The Magician. Again, they want to turn this around, but they hope they can do it quickly. Tricks are usually, magicians hope that the trick goes smoothly and quickly. Imagine a magic trick that went very slow, right? You know how it worked, right? I mean, things tend to move very quickly on a magic stage, so that you're not paying attention. You don't get to see everything. That's why, if you want to ruin a magic show, go and watch everything on stage that they don't want you to look at, right? Wherever they're drawing your attention, you go the other way. It'll ruin the whole show for you, but, you should do that here too. This person here, they want to talk about this and they want to hear how you're sad, but they want to move on past it quickly. And we have to be very careful about that, all right? All right, some fluffy-ass magic trick here. Why is that here? 9 Wands, yeah. It's what I just said. I'm just checking my energy read with this. It's 9 Wands. They want to, again, they want to cover it up. Cover it up with dreams and laughter. Oh, it wasn't that funny how we did that. Yeah, real funny. Five of Cups. Why is it here? Let's see. Interesting. Again, we got to tie. We got to hearken. We got to get all Shakespearean here. We got to hearken back to they're going to deal with you. It still feels like that to me. It's still, and that totally backs up the main energy I get here, which is this is an ego play for you. On some level, this person is a status symbol, or they elevate you. I mean, what does that mean? Does it mean they have to be like famous or something? No, it doesn't mean that. They don't even have to be popular. The same energy, same frequency of energy can play out 1,000 different ways. A status symbol, somebody who's a status symbol for you could be your grandpa you haven't spoken to in a long time, and Daddy Warbucks, right? He got deep pockets. So when you're hanging out with grandpa, you get the security deposit on that apartment you can't afford in that swanky part of the town and all that. That's a status symbol. That's a status elevation for you. It's an ego play. Oh, don't worry about it. My grandpa will take care of it, right? I mean, I don't know. But whatever, it could be, I'm just giving an example. It could be a number of things. People tend to fixate on, you say status symbol or elevate status, and they think it's got to be somebody popular or somebody famous. It doesn't have to be shit. It doesn't have to be anything. It could be a goddamn car. A car can elevate your status. You could drive a car that you can't afford, and people will assume that you can afford it, Let's go. Let's see where we go. 5 of Cups. But that does explain this, the deal with you thing. In other words, this person knows that they're higher up the scale than you, or and wants to come in and teach you something about how to be vulnerable, which is a fucking joke. It's just an incredible joke in this energy. Holy shit. Seriously? You self-righteous prick. Okay. 5 of Cups. I can see why you might be, if this is a love thing, I can see why you might be attracted to this person, though. Their energy has a vibe about it. I could dig it, right? But speaking from experience, this energy feels more like the bang in the bar parking lot is where it should stay, rather than trying to raise a family and have a home and, loans and shit like that. I wouldn't trust this person on a loan I'm signed with them on or anything. It feels a little, magician-y, shall we say, with walls. The magician with the 9 of Wands tends to be a person who doesn't tell you things. Like, you ask, hey, how's everything going? Are we okay financially? Yeah, baby, we're good. You don't have to worry. I got it all taken care of. Now I got to go. Bye-bye, I'm out the door. And then they close the door and leave. This energy could flow like that too. You got to be careful of that. Every once in a while, you're in a grown-up relationship. You got to sit down and have grown-up things. Go over the books and go, let's look at this, let's look at that, right? That's how you find out if they're getting hookers or not. I mean, you know, at the end of the day here, what's on top here? What are these credit card statements for? What is this, right? When did you get this card, right? That kind of thing. People, you know, this is the type of it. Look, the Magician and the Nine of Wands, and I said they want to glaze over stuff real quick. Always out the door. Anytime you got an important question, always on the way. I'm on the way out. We talk about it later, and I hope you forget it. Most people do. They have short memories. All right. Anyway, judgment, karma. I just got done talking about a bang in a bar parking lot. This is the card I say doesn't come out for a bang in a bar parking lot. It's an important connection. But it's one that hides a lot of things. This person, and we're talking about feelings here this time. We're not talking about hookers. But karma, well, it's crossed by the King of Cups. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's rich. This is the person who was afraid to be vulnerable. And now they're vulnerable. It's sort of the karmic slapback on it. Why is the Five of Cups here? Why are they sad then? Right? If they're afraid to be vulnerable, they're trying to protect themselves to always feel strong. So why are they so sad? Because karma came back and bit them in the ass. Now, in this energy, they're vulnerable. But what do? Rather than curl up and go, oh, you know, play all, well, I'm sorry, I was the one. No. They all of a sudden they're vulnerable, and now they're the king of vulnerability. They're the king of righteousness. They're, you know, now they're teaching other people how to be vulnerable when they don't know shit about it. It's just because they feel bad and they don't want to feel bad. Again, that energy of always out the door whenever anything important is happening. Oh, this is easy to read. This is easy shit. I can see why it's an ego play for you, though. I can see why you like this person. If it is romantic, it doesn't have to be romantic. It could be a friend or a family member, like I said. You have a soul tie with them. But I can feel their energy and I can dig it. I want to bang them too. You know, I'm with you. People like this tend to be fun, is what I'm trying to say. And fun is hot. It is. Take it from the guy who was funny a lot. Right? I mean, even if I wasn't somebody's type, I was fun. You know, and that'll get you a lot further than always being somebody's actual type. I'll tell you. Karma. Judgment. Yeah, it's true. Bridging energy is the Eight of Wands. I was so much older then. You should listen to that song, My Back Pages, right? I think it's by the Byrds, I think. My Back Pages. He's talking about, I like their version of it anyway. He's talking about, I think it was originally a Dylan song or something like that. But he's talking about how, you know, back in the day, he was talking all kinds of big stuff. You know, it's just this person here who's talking about shit they don't even know about, like they fucking know about it. It's, I don't know. It's everything I've told you so far. It just got backed up by the Eight of Wands. Somebody doesn't like feeling this. So this is happiness. It's balanced energy. Somebody doesn't like feeling this. The karma has slapped them, so they do feel it. So what do? They start yammering. Well, now I'm the expert on vulnerability. I'm this, I'm that. It's all a smoke show. It's all smoke and mirrors. All right? And yep, when I say smoke and mirrors, that's a reverse sort of energy. It's more of a sideways, I'll be honest. It's more of a sideways, we'll call it a 4 o'clock energy of the magician, you know. They mean well, or they tell themselves they're behaving a certain way to help others, you know, for your greater good. It's for your greater good, baby, that you don't know what that other credit card is for. Okay, it's for your greater good. You know, no, not really. You know, just tell me, right? It is that kind of thing. This is also the bad boy or the bad girl. It keeps things interesting. You know, this is why these types of people are so popular. You might say, well, why would somebody like this have a boyfriend or girlfriend? They always seem to. Hell, this is the kind of person that might end up on Jerry Springer. You're like, you know, that old show. You know, why do those people find it? Because it's more exciting than the boring-ass fucking accountant who just goes to work and comes home and wants his little dinner and then maybe you roll off to sleep to some TV show, you know, kind of a thing. This is more interesting. Some people like that. You get addicted to the rush. You know? We're as a being, as a creature, we're hardwired. Our brains are hardwired to enjoy stress. Stress is a dopamine release for us. Right? It's not for other animals. Chipmunks don't get a dopamine release when they can't find fucking acorns. Oh, like shit, there's no acorns in here. They just fucking have a meltdown, right? Human beings, yeah, we love that. We love it when we got to get something done. We got to whatever. We get dopamine. We get all kinds of, yeah, we do get stress, cortisol release and all that kind of stuff. But, we're addicted to the rush. That's why these types of people, it's an exaggerated example, but that's why these types of people are very appealing. I can see why you might like this person. This could even be an ex coming back. It could be. Ace of Wands. Why is it here? Why are they always on the way out the door? Why are they in such a rush here? Yeah, this is why. Three of Cups. See, that's the Three of Cups. That's the Three of Cups. They think that you're going to be too emotional, that you're going to cry, and you're going to make a big stink out of it. That's exactly what it is. Because they know that it's going to open up a Pandora's, if they spend too much time, if you two spend too much time sitting down talking about the Five of Cups here, talking about the Five of Cups here, they're going to look bad. They're not going to get their justice. They get their justice if they hurry out the door. Okay? And only half listen to how they hurt you a little bit. Because, it's not that you're going to break down and cry, but they know that, that's the excuse they're making, but they know that, you're going to get very emotional. You're going to want to go deeper. The same applies if this is about pentacle matters, if it's about the books. They're on the way out the door because they know that you want to know. You're going to dig into the books and find other credit cards and all kinds of stuff. So they don't have time, baby. We'll talk about it later. It's going to get heavy. It's going to get deep. There's going to be tears. Someone's going to get chased down the street with a frying pan. It's going to get bad. And they are the ones who are actually afraid of that. But yet they blame shift on you. It's very interesting. This is a person who fancies themselves. The Scorpio energy is affecting them. They are going deep. They are having feelings. They are feeling vulnerable. And now they fancy themselves the expert on it. And they want to be the guru on it. Usually, when I see a King of Swords with a Hierophant, it is a guru energy type of thing. Okay, well, you go guru. You don't be a guru by skirting out the door real quick. Usually gurus stick around, right? Their job is to teach. It's not to, drive by teaching or something like that. Seven of Wands are very defensive. Yeah. I asked, why are they in such a hurry to get out the door? Wait, let's just talk about this and let's get going. And let's just talk about this and let's start over. Why? Because they're very defensive. They're hiding something. Well, duh. The Magician and the Nine of Wands, of course they are. Why is that here? The Ace of Cups. Yeah, they're very vulnerable right now. It's just freaking them out. And what is their reaction? Their reaction is to pretend that it's no big deal, to pretend it's cool. It's the type of person who, as I give an example all the time, would trip on a crack on a sidewalk and rather than let people laugh at them, would jump up and go, ha, I planned that, right? That's what this is. It's the equivalent of that. Except instead of tripping on a sidewalk, they feel love. It's fucking crazy. And for truth, you want proof? Fine. The bridging energy is the Queen of Cups, the most love I could pull from the deck, but her cup's empty, right? Her cup's empty. They know that you're the shit with this. They know that you're really good at dealing with emotions. So if this is emotional stuff, they know that they can't go toe-to-toe with you on emotions. So they just want to skim over it and move on. If this is a financial thing, they know you're going to go deep. They know. And they know that they got that hooker card somewhere in there. Right? It is what it is. Four of Pentacles, why is it here? Let's go. So, how they see you? Well, as I've said, they see you as, let me move this down just a little bit for now. They see you as someone who's going to, I don't know, they're afraid to get emotional with you because their excuse is you're going to get hysterical. The real reason is they're hiding something, and they know that deep down. In the real world, it's, well, they're going to get, Steve's viewer gets hysterical. I can't tell. We can't talk about the books. We can't talk about feelings. We can't talk about the Five Cups. They get hysterical, Steve's viewer. They're just too, it's very emotional. It's tough to talk to Steve's viewer. That's what they say in the 3D, in the real world. Internally, they know, well, the actual truth would be, well, I'm hiding a bunch of shit. So, Steve's viewer is a good investigator. It's a bit of that, It's an extreme example. You just have to catch my drift. All right, here we go. Four Pentacles. Remember that spider web up in there? Somebody's caught in it a little bit here. For most of you, this is an emotional thing. They're feeling the love. Right? And I will say, again, I will tell you, I can understand what the appeal of this person. Even as a friend, I can understand that they're probably fun. I would imagine they are. Even if they're a fugitive, fugitives can be fun to hang out with, I suppose. That's an adrenaline rush, you know. Four of Cups, crossing the Four of Pentacles. Somebody has no interest in something. They see you. I don't understand that. Hold on. What's the Nine of Cups? And why's that here? I just want to make sure I'm right here, because that's a weird thing to say. And the Nine Swords, a pair of nines. Again, I keep getting this person thinks you're the phony. They want to blame shift on you. Okay, can I just keep it simple rather than throw hocus pocus on here or anything like that? They want to blame shift you, right? They want to see you as the victim. They want to see, it's the common energy where they want to be the hero, but it's not in a King of Wands sense this time. This time the King of Wands energy is falling on you a little bit. You know, I'm going to tell you why I'm not faulting this ego energy for falling on you. Because this is all very flattering if you step back and look at it from a certain angle. You have a profound, and we've talked about this in recent readings, you have a profound effect on people. Not just this person. You have a profound effect on people. This is very flattering on some level. But yeah, somebody, you know, somebody sees you as this right here. Okay, there's the picture. All right? All right. And they don't want to upset you. What they might say, I mean, I ask the universe a lot, do I have it right? I say, right. Do I have it right? Yeah, I kind of got it right here, the way it echoes back. They are afraid, they might say in the 3D, I'm afraid to talk to Steve's viewer because they're going to get hysterical and overly emotional. But it's more a case of, they might say in the 3D, to be more accurate, right? They might say, I'm afraid to talk to Steve's viewer because I don't want to upset them. Right? They might phrase it like that. Okay. So I don't want to spend too much time dwelling on this because it might upset Steve's viewer, and I wouldn't want to do that. When the reality is they're just blame shifting that, they're just flipping it. It would actually upset them, right? They're feeling vulnerable, but it's not really real. It's just sort of leaking out of a cup. It's sort of like, how do I phrase this? If you were a drummer, right, and you were alone, there was nobody around you. You lived up in the fucking Yukon, right? There's nobody around, and you're just in this little room because it's where the heat is, and you just play drums. In that room, you're the best drummer in the world. You are absolutely fantastic. You've never heard of any other drummer. You don't get any music up there. You're like the greatest drummer who ever existed. But it's a whole lot different. That's this Ace of Cups energy here with their feelings. But it's a whole lot different when you get out in the world and you start seeing other people, right? You know, maybe this is when Neil Peart was alive. You go back, you go to a Rush concert, and you go, oh shit, I can't do any of that. You know, this person here in this energy, it's easy to avoid it because in avoiding it, they're great at dealing with emotions. I'm not afraid to be vulnerable. I'm fine. I'm not a narcissist. I'm not any. They're fine as long as they're alone. But when they get near you, it's different. So they're a fucking excuse machine. Well, Steve's viewer might get upset. Steve's viewer is not going to get upset. Steve's viewer is going to be just fucking fine, right? Steve's viewer is fucking Neil Peart. As far in the drum versus fucking love analogy, that'd be just fine, this person here, Three of Cups. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about these emotions they're afraid of. Why? What do we get here? Maybe we'll get some 3D answers. Three of Cups. Crossed by the Page of Wands. It's the energy of a fruitful communication. The opportunity is there. If somebody pulls their head out of their ass. it's also, sometimes to children this age, you might say, I can't talk to them. I can't, they won't listen. They get their own little ideas about this age. They get their own little ideas. They got all what they want to do, right? I had a couple of them helping me with this channel. They got fucking ideas. All the idea machines, right? And you can't sway them from the goddamn idea either, you know? Unbelievable. But, and some of them are pretty fucking crazy. But at the end of the day here, that's what they think. They think that they can't talk to you. I can't talk to Steve's viewer. That's part of the excuse machine. They see you, they try to see you as this, and they try to see themselves as this. Okay? That's all. What's on top? I'm anxious to get to you. So it's 5 of Wands. Yeah. It's all nitpicky bullshit. It's all nonsense. It's 5 of Wands. It's nonsense. This is nonsense too. 9 Swords is nonsense. I got a whole lot of nonsense here. This person's nonsense. This is nonsense. This is a smoke and mirrors show over here. Why is that here? The 2 of Wands. All right. I'll pull it. What's the bridging energy? 5 of Swords. Yeah, I mean, they get to the planning stage and then they talk themselves out of it. Why? Because they know that they're not the shit. They know that they're not the best in the world. They know this drummer in the Yukon doesn't want to see any other drummers because they know if they do that they're going to see that they suck. This person doesn't want to reveal how vulnerable they are because they know that you're not going to get hysterical. You're just going to talk to them on a deep emotional level. And again, they don't want to think they don't have a handle on it. All right? That's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say this person, karma, has bit them in the ass. Karma has bit them in their horse ass, and now they're feeling the pinch. Now they're feeling the connection. Now they're in love. Now they feel the soul connection. Now they feel like you're necessary, right? Now they're not feeling vulnerable. Well, they are feeling vulnerable, but you know, but they need to feel like they're an expert on that. This might be a person who needs to feel like they're an expert on all sorts of things. We often say about the DMs in this cycle, they're the ones who will assemble the bicycle without, I don't need the instructions. I'm good. And then there's like 8 or 9 bolts left over there. And a child in the emergency room 2 hours later. You know, I mean, they think they can do everything. I can fix things. I can fix that plumbing pipe. It's no problem. I don't need to look it up online. I know what to do. It's just a couple of screws. Oh, okay, couple of screws. Well, I can tell you really know plumbing because that's what the plumber always says to me. Couple of screws. That's all it is. You know, oh, yeah. Okay. Right? I mean, I don't know. But I do understand. So, again, they just keep sabotaging their own selves by making excuses. But here you are, the King of Wands. This is an ego play for you. This is something, and I've already said it's flattery. Right there, that's an ego play. Right? That's fine. You can have some fun with this. This is a very surprisingly positive energy. It really is. It is surprisingly positive. In the sense of, I almost want to give you the advice, if somebody thinks they got it figured out, let them. This is the type of thing where this person's not going to tell you how they feel. You're going to have to let them show you. And in the process of doing that, you might have some fun. All you have to do is pay attention and enjoy the ride a little bit, you know, which is kind of the advice for the December readings anyway, you know, or the December energy anyway. We'll see. I mean, I think that's how I ended the reading, enjoy the ride or something along those lines. I don't know. Yeah. I'm right. I'm done. It's caused by the Wheel of Fortune. It's a 10. It's the end, dead end that leads to a new beginning, but it's the Wheel of Fortune. This is the environmental energy around this. Is this person, whether you like it or not, this person, you look cool hanging out with this person. This person does something for you. You get the fancy apartment with this person. Or, I mean, I don't know, just catch my drift. I can't really pinpoint it for thousands of people, but there's something about this person that benefits you in the ego sense, in the, you know, maybe it's material, maybe it's just you feel really good, maybe they're just good arm candy. I don't know, you know, I mean, what's on top here? 3 Swords. And why is that here? The Page of Swords. Yeah, here's the problem. No, it's not. Relax. I'm not going negative with it. Let me get the bridging energy, the Tower. Yeah. You'll probably go for this. And I don't blame you. Because I think when you weigh the pros and cons, because look how big these cards are. The King of Wands, we talked about that. That's the ego thing. It's the ego play, right? But you got the Wheel of Fortune crossing it and bookending it in the bridging energy. You got the Tower here. You're always going to go for this. Why? Because you're just disappointed when you don't. If you don't, you feel like if you don't go for this person, if you don't just play along, go along to get along, or whatever it is, let them have it their way, and then sort of see how it plays out. If you don't let them back in, you think you might regret it. Or I could read it this way, if you're one of my more opportunist viewers, right? Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's a dog-eat-dog world. It's not everybody gets a trophy. You know, I know a whole generation was taught that, but that's no. Welcome to the real fucking world. Hello. Hi. Nice to meet you. If you're one of my more opportunist viewers, you might feel like you stand to lose too much if you cast this person out. Meaning there's something you can get out of it. There's something that benefits you later, and you'd be disappointed not to. Something that helps you start over, right? I mean, every once in a while, you got to play the game. I believe Queen tried to teach us a long time ago. Everybody plays the game, you know. And this is about playing the game a little bit for you. Don't go crazy. But that's why the ego energy came out there. That's what it is. I like this. I like this. There's something in here that benefits you, and I think you know it. And I think it far outweighs how you'd feel if you ask yourself, what if I get rid of this? Well, then you got 3 swords and disappointment. That's what will come up in your column of, well, if I get rid of it. Oh, 3 swords and disappointment. What if I keep it? Wheel of Fortune and Tower. Something about the energy is saying something benefits you to let this play out. Okay? If they want to sneak away from it, have this new beginning without fully, it's okay in this energy. All of it will come to the surface eventually anyway, right? Magician's tricks always come out, right? This wall is not, the magician's wall isn't very strong anymore. You can kind of see through it, can't you? You know. So, again, they'll be very transparent about what's going on. Anyway, I don't have a devil here per se. I don't. I have somebody who is having to face some things. And I think it brings kind of a smile to your face. I think you knew this day would come with this person. Right? All the rest of it is just describing what type of person they are and why they're the way they are and all that kind of stuff. I mean, but hey, people are what they are. All right, here we go. But yeah, it's real easy to be the best at anything if you're in a room and you're the only one there. This person's the best at love in this energy. The best at love. They really are. Until you show up with your empty cup and your lovely little blue dress. All right, let's go. 3 cards at the bottom. 3 cards and a crossing card. What else you want to tell my people before I go pull some wicked voodoo on this? I'm going to. What the hair? I say there's no devil here, and in my eye, every time I say that, it goes to this. The Hierophant and the King of Swords can be deceptive. I know it's the King of Truth, but it's also the King of Swords, the King of War, the King of whatever. Yeah, I don't know. We'll pull on the Hierophant when we do the extended. I'm just curious. We'll see. We'll see. I could be wrong. It's fine. There are no absolutes. Let's go. Let's see where we go. All right. Final message to you. Yeah, it's what I've already said. The Knight of Pentacles. Second slowest energy, the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Cups, a couple of cards from our pre-shuffle came back, and the Ten of Pentacles crossing the Ace of Pentacles. You get something, you know it. You are well aware that you get something amazing here. If you just sit tight. Just sit tight. The advice for you is the King of Cups. Tell them how you feel on their level. Okay? Don't go further than they're going. Don't bring yourself down. I'm just saying, I'm not telling you to all of a sudden become low vibration and afraid to be vulnerable. I'm just saying if the highest number they go to is 4, don't you shoot and go, well, I'll go to 6. Don't do that. All right? Think of it that way. Think of it like an auction where the ideal situation is you tie somebody. All right? So think of it like that and you'll be good to go. All right, that's your reading. I hope it was helpful. If you want the extended, there's a couple of links at the top of the description. I do this reading will pair well with the monthly, for sure. Anyway, We'll see what Mercury's playing a huge role the way with the Mercury energies in December. Anyway, very interested in that. I am very, very interested in that. Yeah. 8 of Cups and the King of Swords. Yeah, there's something going on there. Look at that. I just wanted to see what the top 2 cards on the other 2 decks were. I got an 8 of Cups and a King of Swords already with that here. But I'm going to leave these here for the extended. All right, good luck.